Hello, shifters. Welcome to my shift show. My name is Lori, and I thank you for taking the time to join me today. Everything is going wrong for me today, and I wanted to come on and share my process and some things that I implement that I didn't used to implement in the past, where a day like today would send me into a tailspin. But I want to share with you some tools that I put into place since I've started my mindfulness journey that really help me handle days like today. So welcome in if you're new to me. My name is Lori, and my purpose drives me to share my shifts with you to inspire shifts within you. So today, everything's going wrong. I work from home for my day job, and my computer isn't working right, which is stressful for me. And I have to work tonight in order to make up hours that I'm losing today because my computer is down. Now, what that does, it cascades into so many things in my life. I have 3 kids, my husband, all these things. And I had some things that I wanted to do tonight that really, truly bring me joy, and now I can't do them. So everything's going wrong. Everything I touch today seems to not be going well. Like I was trying to do this live a few minutes ago on my phone and tripod, and Siri kept interrupting me for some odd reason. I have no idea why. The tripod almost fell over and smashed my phone. Anyway, it's just one of those days. So how would I respond in the past? I would respond in the past by just getting completely, utterly pissed and kind of like internalizing all of it. So the end result of that would be to spew that out on my kids, spew it out on my husband, like be very short with them. And whenever that happened, because I was having a bad day, and then I treated them in a manner that I wasn't proud of, I would feel like a piece of garbage after that. So what have I implemented in my practice to help me on days like today? So let me see how many I come up with, but I'm sure I'm going to come up with 3. The first one is to vent it out, to get my frustration out. So sometimes I will reach out to a friend and I'll just like curse and swear and can you believe this? Like I get, especially if usually it's a colleague of mine that can relate when it's an experience like this, but I'll just get it out. I give myself some time to be okay with being mad that something is going wrong. Like it's okay to reach out and vent to someone with this caveat. Please let them know what you need from them. If you're just looking for somebody to vent to, please preface your vent with, I just need someone to listen for this for a second. You don't have to respond at all. I just need to get it out because it'll make me feel better. And then vomit it out. That makes me feel better all the time. Whether it's a work colleague that relates or whether there's something that's going on in my life and my husband can relate. And sometimes I ask my kids to do that for me, to teach them that it's okay to get mad and upset at things, get it out. Just, okay, here, you want to talk about it, you want to vent about it, here's 2 minutes, go, get it all out. It's kind of brain dump of your annoyance. So that's step number 1 that I do. Step number 2 is I evaluate, okay, well, what's the worst case here? What's the worst thing that's going to happen? And usually that's pretty easy for me to go into and think about. But I have noticed that since I've become mindful of my thoughts and feelings and stories that I tell myself, the old me would have been, well, that's it. Your day's ruined. You're going to have to do this, this, and this, and you're going to miss this, this, and that. And that would be it. But now I find myself saying, okay, the worst thing that's going to happen, using today for an example, is that you're going to have to stop working now and then work this evening, but you're going to have to move those things that you really wanted to do tonight to another night. And that's what I was kind of like asking myself, what am I going to need to do? What's the worst case scenario? Instead of just, what's the word I'm looking for? I used to like to, the word's not coming, be very dramatic. So I would get like, everything would be worse than it was. And I would just like inflate all the things that were going wrong. And then that would inflate my feelings. So truly, I just needed to sit today and be like, all right, what do I need to do here? And then the third thing that I do to help me not be so annoyed is to always remember, I always remind myself that it could be a lot worse. It certainly could be a lot worse. I am so grateful today that I have leads and supervisors that allowed me to change my schedule. I work from home, and if they didn't, that would be really hard for me. So they allowed me to work this evening. I'm grateful for that. Pardon me. I'm grateful that my husband can still take my kids to the things that I wanted to attend tonight. I'm grateful that I have tomorrow off so I can catch up on some things that I needed to do. So it could always be worse. And before, I never would ask myself that. It just was worse. Does that make sense? So on days like today, when everything is going upside down and wrong or whatever it is, please remember that maybe one of these three or all of these may work for you. Reach out, talk to somebody, vent to them, with the caveat to please let them know what you need. Isn't it like one of the most frustrating things when you're venting to somebody and then they try to fix you? Believe me, I'm a fixer. I do that to people all the time. I'm a lot more mindful of it now. Now I might say, what do you need? But if you're venting to someone and then they give you a list of 5 things that could fix it, I'd like to ask you, how does that make you feel? Does that, like me, when people try to fix me and I'm not asking for suggestions, I'm always like, ugh. And they're not doing anything wrong. They're trying to help. So that's why I'm asking you to please let the person who is listening to you know that you're just venting. You don't need anything. You just need someone to listen. Or maybe you do want suggestions, and then be clear about that you'd like suggestions. And let's see, number 2 was, okay, asking yourself what needs to be done. What's the worst case scenario here? And that leads into number 3, is it really that bad? It could always be worse. So I sat today and I was noticing my reaction to my crazy workday today, and I was proud of myself. Now, I'm not perfect. I do have reactions, and this just happened to be a day that I was mindful that I was doing a good job. So I'm not sharing to brag, but I'm sharing to inspire you that bad days happen, and there are things that we can put in place to allow us to react. If you relate to my old self, where everything would just send you into like this, like I wouldn't want to breathe. I get anxious, like chest tightness, neck tightness, the headache would start. It's not healthy for me to respond to things like that. So I made a shift. So today's mantra, grab your mala, everybody. I'm working on a new mala. Would you like to see it really quick? It's not strung yet. Let me see if I could. This is one that it's kind of tangled up in the thread, but I'm working on, this is a new mala that I'm working on. It's black onyx and white howlite and some clear quartz. I'm going to try to, isn't it pretty? Oh, I like it. I'll be stringing that today in my little bit of downtime that I have. So, our mala, grab your mala, and I invite you to use today's mantra. It's one that I will be sitting to do after I do this broadcast. It's just a reminder. This is today's mantra. It could always be worse. that works for me today. And it makes me feel better, and actually even puts a smile on my face. Things aren't always that bad. I was one of those people that would always make things that bad. And truly, it's not. So have a wonderful day. Let me know if this resonates with you, and share the message out, share the video, whether you're listening on my podcast or on YouTube or Instagram, wherever you're watching this broadcast. I'd really appreciate it if you shared it with someone. And join my Facebook group. It's called Life with Purpose. You can find a link to it in the show notes, or also on my business page if you're watching this on Facebook. Tomorrow, I will be going in there live to do a 30-minute talk on shifting. It's my weekly 30-minute discussion in there, where I'm going to be talking about a shift more in depth, and just asking members of the group if they would like any input from me. I might get into a little bit of cards and whatever. So anyway, have a wonderful day, everybody. Thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate it. And I will see you guys soon. Bye.